Hello, this is lesson 1.3, Properties of Parallel Lines. So the objectives for this lesson is you will be able to prove theorems about parallel lines, and you'll be able to use properties of parallel lines to find angle measures. So these are the properties of parallel lines. So if two lines are cut by a transversal, then corresponding angles are congruent. Alternate interior angles are also congruent. Alternate exterior angles are also congruent. And consecutive interior angles are supplementary. So again, consecutive is the same thing as saying same side interior. And recall from the first chapter that we did, vertical angles are congruent and linear pair are supplementary. So you need to have these relationships memorized for being able to find angles later on. So we're going to try our first question. So I'm telling you that angle 1 is 65. So this angle is 65. So we have to find all the remaining angles. So what do you know about angle 1 and angle 2? Angle 1 and angle 2 make a straight line. Because it makes a straight line, it has to equal 180. So to find angle 2, I'm going to do 180 minus 65. So when I do 180 minus 65, I find that angle 2 is 115. And how did I know that? Well, it has to be linear pair. It makes a line with angle 1. So knowing that, it's really easy to find angle 3 and angle 4. So if you see angle 3 is vertical angles with angle 1, so angle 3 will also be 65. And angle 4 is vertical angles with angle 2. So angle 4 is also going to be 115. So again, I'm just going to write here, this is 65, this is 115. So now let's use some of our new relationships to figure out angle 5 and angle 6. So angle 5 and angle 1 are corresponding angles. And corresponding angles are equal. So if angle 1 is 65, angle 5 is also going to be 65. So corresponding and same with angle 6. Angle 6 and angle 2 are going to be corresponding. They have the same position, so they're going to be the same. So again, your reasons could have been different. You could have used consecutive interior or same side interior with angle 4 to find angle 5 because you know they're supplementary. So I'm going to do corresponding to angle 2. So to find angle 8 and 7, you could use vertical angles, but you could also use alternate exterior angles. So if we know about 2 and 8, 2 and 8 are alternate exterior angles, and alternate exterior angles are going to be equal to each other. So I'm just going to do this. So that is alternate exterior. And same thing with angle 7. Angle 7 is alternate exterior to 1. So angle 7 is also going to be 65, and it's alternate exterior to angle 1. And again, you could have used the reason vertical angle to angle 7 as well. So let's try the next problem. So over here, this is a little bit more complicated. You are given angle 12 is 121. So based on that, you could easily figure out a couple of angles. And let's see, angle, this is 75. So if angle 12 is 121, we know that angle 7 is vertical angle with it, so that's going to be 121 as well. And we know that 11 and 120 and 11 and 12 make a straight line, so they have to add up to 180. So this is going to be 59. So again, if angle 11 is 59, angle 8 is also going to be 59. And if angle 8 is 59, angle 4 is also 59 because these are alternate interior. And if angle 4 is 59, angle 3 is also going to be 59 because those are vertical angles. All right. So we have that much information. What we know is this angle and this angle are going to be the same. So if that whole angle is 121 and 5 and 6 together will make 121. So we will know from that angle 5 is 46 degrees because 46 plus 75 is going to be 121. So angle 5 is going to be 46 degrees. And if angle 5 is 46, angle 2 and 5 are vertical angles. So that angle 2 is also going to be 46. And if you see from the picture, angle 1 and angle 6 are vertical angles. So angle 1 is also going to be 75 because angle 6 is 75. So this is like a little bit tricky because there are like multiple lines going through. So now let's just ignore the first transversal and we'll focus on this line. So we know using that angle 1 and angle 9 are going to be the same. So if angle 1 is 75, angle 9 is also going to be 75. And if angle 9 is 75, angle 14 is vertical with it, so that's also going to be 75. We also know if this is going to be 75, 13 and 14 make 180, so that's going to be 105. Angle 13 is going to be 105. And 13 and 10 are vertical angles, so that is also going to be 105. So it's complicated. There are lots of angles, lots of different things going on. And you need some information to figure out other information. So my advice would be get the basic ones first, and from that we can figure out the rest. So now we're going to try to do some algebraic problems with this. And let's move on to example 3. So what's the relationship with this angle and this angle? Well, it's telling you it's already parallel. So these are corresponding angles. And corresponding angles from your notes are going to be congruent. So that means 5x minus 2 equals 58. So that's going to be 5x equals 60. And I'm going to divide by 5 on both sides. and I get x equals 12. Fairly easy. So the next one, look at the relationships between these. They are alternate exterior. Same thing, alternate exterior angles are also congruent. So that means 16x plus 22 equals 134. So that means 16x equals 112. And then if you divide by 16 on both sides, I get x equals 7. So these are simple relationships and you're just doing algebra with it. We're going to now get on to more complicated ones. So this one's a little bit tougher. So when you have multiple relationships, the first thing I would do is try to solve the same variable. So over here, I have x and over here I have an x as well. So what's their relationship? So if I see this, I have two lines and I have a line cutting through this. So ignore the other line. So those angles are going to be alternate exterior, so they're going to be equal to each other. So I have 7x minus 44 equals 4x plus 4. So when I solve for it, I get 3x equals 48 and x equals 16. So if x equals 16, I still have y to solve. So if x equals 16, I'm going to plug it in here. If I plug in x, I get 68. So I get 64 plus 4, which is 68. This together, it's a straight line. So a straight line equals 180, correct? So if this is 39 and this is 68, I'm going to do 180 minus those two angles to find the middle angle. And I find that this is 73. So now what I'm going to use is I'm going to use that this angle is going to be the same as this angle, correct? Let me just change my color for that one. That angle and that angle are going to be the same. So let's use vertical angles. That's going to be 68. That's going to be 73. So together, this angle is 141. So that means that angle is going to be 141. So now I'm just going to solve it out. So that means 8y minus 43 is going to be 141. That means 8y is going to be 184 and y equals 23. All right, and the last one, what we're going to do, there's multiple ways, and the one thing that I would do is look at that. You have an x here, an x here, but they have different transversals. So they don't have any relationships as of yet. However, if I know this is 8x minus 1, then I know this angle is also going to be 8x minus 1 because they're corresponding. And now these two angles are alternate interior, so they're going to be equal to each other. So that is going to equal 8x minus 1. So I'm going to do my math, and I get x equals 8. Sorry, I'm running out of time. So if x equals 8, I'm going to plug it back in. If I plug it back in, I get 8 times 8, which is 64, minus 1 is 63. And now 8 and y make a straight line, so they equal 180. So 83 plus 15y minus 48 through 8 equals 180. And if I solve for it, I would get y equals 11. All right, so let me know how you guys feel about this, and we are going to end this lesson now.